Sabrina Carpenter didn't just climb the charts, she inadvertently triggered a federal investigation that toppled a major city mayor. While the world dances to her summer anthems, few realize her decade-long journey from a purple basement to the 2025 Grammys was paved with calculated risks and a Broadway show that lasted only 2 nights. This is the incredible rising story. How does a girl from Quakertown, Pennsylvania, end up becoming a global household name? The journey started long before the world knew her name, rooted in a very specific environment. Born on May the 11th, 1999, Sabrina was raised in a creative household where her parents, David and Elizabeth, prioritized her artistic autonomy. Did you know she was homeschooled along with her sisters? Well, this allowed her to focus on vocal lessons starting at the age of 6. And by the age of 9, her father had built her a dedicated recording studio in their basement. It was finished in purple, and this is where she recorded the covers of Christina Aguilera and Adele that she began uploading to YouTube in 2009. Her first taste of real competition came that same year when she entered a singing competition hosted by Miley Cyrus called the Miley World Superstar Contest. Out of over 7,000 entries, a 10-year-old Sabrina fought her way into the top 3. She performed tracks like Proud Mary and Makes Me Want to Pray, and though she didn't win, she secured a meet and greet with Miley herself. During that meeting, Cyrus was told she was doing awesome, a moment that solidified her resolve.
I found it under my pillow. They put it there.
By 2011, she was already booking professional acting roles, making her debut as Paula on Law & Order Special Victims Unit. She moved to Los Angeles at 13 to pursue her career in earnest. But what happens when that small-town ambition meets the world's biggest media machine?
Riley, do I please have your permission to mess her up now? Negative.
The breakthrough that most of us remember happened in 2013 when she was cast as Maya Hart in the Disney Channel series Girl Meets World. This show was a spin-off of the massive 90s hit Boy Meets World, and it put her in front of millions of young viewers every week. But while she was playing the rebellious best friend on screen, her music career was being built behind the scenes. At just 12 years old, before she even booked the TV show, she'd signed a 5-album deal with Hollywood Records. This began a decade of work under the Disney umbrella that resulted in her first 4 albums. Eyes Wide Open, Evolution, Singular Act 1, and Singular Act 2. During this period, she was constantly working, touring as an opening act for Ariana Grande in 2017.
You're different, Star. I'm different. What, I'm the non-threatening black girl?
And starring in the films like The Hate You Give and Adventures in Babysitting. However, she later admitted that she felt constantly guided and misguided during these years. Have you ever felt like you were being led toward a version of yourself that didn't quite fit? She described her early music as having a perfectionist sheen that didn't reflect who she truly was. She released over 100 songs during her time with Hollywood Records, and she often felt a sense of separation from them. She was standing on the stage of her dreams, but could you imagine having it all taken away in just 48 hours? In March 2020, her career was set for a massive transition. She'd been cast as Katie Heron in the Broadway musical Mean Girls. Her debut took place on March 10, 2020, but the global pandemic shut down all of Broadway on March 11th. Because the production never reopened, her Broadway run consisted of exactly 2 performances. This sudden halt forced her into a period of deep reflection. During the lockdown at 21 years old, she realized she wanted to be less hard on herself and started writing what she called
So I could see what you did October 13th.
Emails she couldn't send as a form of therapy. This led to her officially ending her 10-year relationship with Hollywood Records and signing with Island Records on January 2021. Her first release under the new label was Skin, a track that dropped just 14 days after Olivia Rodrigo's driver's license. The world was obsessed with an alleged love triangle involving her and Joshua Bassett. and skin was her way of reclaiming her narrative. She later revealed in her song Because I Liked a Boy that by the time the massive public drama unfolded, she and Bassett weren't even together anymore. Her 2022 album, Emails I Can't Send, was a complete departure from her past, dealing with raw themes like a father's infidelity and the trauma of public scrutiny. These private emails were her outlet, and how did these secrets lead to a scandal that shook the city of New York? The music video for her hit Feather was released on Halloween in 2023, and it depicted her dancing in a short black tulle dress inside a church after the deaths of men who'd mistreated her. The filming took place at the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church in Brooklyn, and the backlash was immediate.
In it, she shows herself being objectified by men and imagines her revenge.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn was appalled, leading to a massive reparation to restore the church's sanctity. However, the controversy went much deeper than just the imagery. The investigation into how the video was authorized led authorities to discover that the parish priest, Monsignor Jamie Gigantialo, had made unauthorized financial transfers of $1.9 million to Frank Caroni, former chief of staff to Mayor Eric Adams. Federal investigators subpoenaed the church, and this financial trail became a significant part of the probe that led to the indictment of Mayor Eric Adams in September 2024.
Can we talk about how I got the mayor indicted, or?
During a concert at Madison Square Gardens shortly after the news broke, she famously asked the crowd, "Should we start to talk about how I got the mayor indicted?" It was a moment that proved her cultural impact had moved far beyond the recording studio. She transitioned from a child star to a woman whose artistic choices were inadvertently dismantling political power structures. The scandal made her a headline, but could she actually compete with the chart records of the 1960s? The year 2024 was when the Sabrina phenomenon officially went global. After opening for 25 shows on Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, she released Espresso in April. It became the defining song of the summer, amassing 1.5 billion streams on Spotify and reaching #1 in the UK. She followed this with Please, 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 her first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States. This dual success made her the first soloist in history to have 2 simultaneous top 3 hits, a record previously only held by the Beatles in 1964.
Short and sweet, Sabrina Carpenter.
Her 6th album, Short and Sweet, debuted at #1 and earned her the 2025 Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album. She didn't stop there. In August 2025, she released her 7th album, Man's Best Friend, which she described as a satirical take on the objectification of women. The lead single, Man-Child, debuted at #1 and earned her 6 nominations for the 2026 Grammys, including Record and Album of the Year. She's now set to headline Coachella 2026 and star in a live-action musical remake of Alice in Wonderland. From a purple basement in Pennsylvania to the absolute summit of the music industry, her rise is a masterclass in persistence and reclaiming one's voice. Thank you for watching this look into the career highlights of Sabrina Carpenter. If you want more deep dives into your favorite stars, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.